3 years counting, and yes, VX keeps growing down here in Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, I do introduce to you a gentleman that has come to pay us yet another visit down here on the show. It definitely is not his first. Hasindihe James, who happens to be the CEO of VX Uganda, which you should be considering as the federation that runs VX in the country.
Okay.
Welcome to the show, James.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
You've put on some weight since the last time you came down here. We want to think there is a lot of money coming to VX.
No, definitely, but that should explain as why I've not been in the country at the moment for 1 month.
Oh, you've been eating burgers?
He's been overseas feeling on jam.
Or something like that. Okay, cool. So tell us about the developments in the sport.
Sure, the development has recently of high that we've been not around for a moment, but we've been in the UK and we've been learning more techniques about the VX version, which is a 5-a-side. And just has yielded much for us. We've come back to deliver what we've learned so far.
Okay, cool. Yep. So you had just the V2 in the country before you traveled.
Basically, we were so much into V2, which is 1 versus 1. And of course, Uganda is having the African champion, who is Timothy Malinga, in that same version. So this time, we want to improve our level to the VX version, which is a 5-a-side.
Okay, so what we had was V2. Now we are improving to VX, which is 5 players. Okay.
Probably before we go to VX or V5, for somebody who's listening about VX for the first time, how is this sport played and how do you determine?
Okay, so VX, V is a 5, Roman numeral 5, and X is Roman numeral 10, to mean 5 long tennis ball, and then 10 players, which is 5-a-side. So we keep on scooping those balls with a VX stick and then target the opponent from shoulder to toe. So when the ball gets in contact with your body, you put the hand up and the referee says play on. And that's when it's...
So generally it's like Kwepena,
so it's like
but with bats?
It has elements of no-ball, it has elements of dodgeball, like that.
It's an indoor sport?
It's both. We can play it even outside door, outdoor. Sorry.
Okay. All right, interesting stuff. How is the funding coming in?
For sure, the funding is not yet in there because we just funding it individually with the community and the people who are willing to fund it there. But we've written a number of proposals to different companies, and they are promising they will come on board too.
All right, and the players coming to join the sport?
We have a national team which is going to UK again in August of this year to represent the country in the VX World Championships. And so there we expect it's going to be a high intense.
In terms of structures, because it looks like the international body is willing to come and help your cause, develop the game and all that. But in terms of structures down here in Uganda, how are you guys faring?
Basically, I can't say we have yet the shortage of the investors yet, but things are starting to happen right now, as I say. I've been speaking to a number of sponsors, potential ones, and they're saying they are willing to, but with time. Not now, individually.
Okay, so that's when you'll feel like you'll have some facilities coming in.
Okay, that's where our hope is in. And even though even my going to the UK, we had a different conversation about the investor, and then I'm looking up a Ugandan investor to invest in VX Africa.
VX Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be interesting. Now, 3 years it is since this sport came to you to the country.
Sure.
But you've already managed to conquer the continent that is Africa. We have an African #1, I think.
Yeah,
an African champion, and we are ranked #1. How many countries?
Can I make a correction? Yeah. We are not in Africa, but Uganda is ranked 3rd in the whole world in VX.
How many countries
after
play VX?
England and Scotland?
How many countries play VX?
We have 24 countries playing VX worldwide at the moment.
Okay, and did VX first come to Uganda when it came to Africa?
It first came to Zimbabwe and Tunisia.
Okay.
But those countries seem not to be so much like we are active in it.
Okay.
Yes.
So you do feel that we have the potential to be the best in the world?
It's a very interesting sport that I believe in my heart that Uganda can take it all.
Okay, and be #1. How much of a gap is it between the #1 and #2? You said in England and Scotland and Uganda. How far off are we from them?
In the seeding, we are ranked 8.
Okay.
In the seeding, after English and Scotland. Yeah. So does that explain what you said?
No,
how far the gap?
It doesn't actually. What I'm saying is the quality of VX we play down here in Uganda, and the quality the
when
English
you say
play.
About the quality, I'm telling you, we've been there in England and we've been teaching other
English kids.
Yeah, we've been teaching them about VX. We, the Africans. So our quality is international.
Okay, so
it's very good in quality.
And Well, you said we have a national team when I asked about how people are getting to get onto the sport. On an individual basis,
yes.
do you get so many people who've watched your training sessions, for example, come up and say, I want to join VX or something like that? Or is it still at the level whereby you still need to sell it to them?
Tell you what, whenever whom I show about the sport, whenever I make a presentation to the Lions Club Kampala Central, whenever I show them to the schools, Bethlehem High School and other schools, when we go to present and we have around some like a match to play with them, a demonstration, they all fall for it. They feel like they really want it for more.
Okay.
So it's really going to take up the sports interest of Uganda.
All right, interesting. Yeah. So yeah, that is all the achievements that we have gotten from V2. Now you
V2
say
so
you've
far.
learned something to do with VX, which is a five-a-side. So
yeah, with five-a-side.
generally now we are going to go away from the individual sport whereby it is one person facing another to five people on one team and then five on the other team facing up against each other. And how do you look at growing that bit?
All right, now it comes back to the basics, the tactics, which is why the reason is why we went to learn the same. A team is called a team when it has all the necessities, especially the tactics to attack the opponents. So we've learned much and we've come back to deliver, inclusive to gathering of the national team and giving them the basics and even the efficiency to produce the good work. I'm sure in the VX version, we're going to take it all.
Okay, we shall be wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Considering we are not so far off from the top teams, I am very impressed.
We are not.
And I have to commend you guys. I think you've really fought a battle that so many people would not have fought out there. No attention whatsoever, no funding whatsoever. But you've grown the sport to this level. That kudos to you and your team. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Clive. We need to wind this one up with a little bit of an update coming in from the world of volleyball. How about you get us into that?
Well, the club championships are still going on in
that is the Africa Club Championships.
The Africa Club Championships, where Nemo Stars and KVC are representing Uganda. Nemo Stars will later on be playing GSU from Kenya, but KVC today did play against Support United from Zimbabwe. They won that game 3-2. Of course, KVC winning the first set 25-22, going down 25-15, winning 25-17. They won the third in deuce, then losing 25-22, but bouncing back to win the tiebreaker 15-17. So they win their first match of Group D. They still have one more game to go, and Nemo Stars in their Group C, they still have 2 games to go.
All right, and finally on the preparation for the Ginger Open.
Well, the Ginger Open has been extended by the way, from this weekend to next weekend to allow Nemo Stars, who are the men's defending champions, to be around, see if they can defend their title.
Okay.
But on the other hand, you also have a Vision Volleyball Camp who will be trying to defend the women's title.
Okay, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of this segment. All this and much more you get to find on Game On Xtra Monday to Friday. That is, of course, 2 to 3 p.m. We're going to be taking a short break. When we get back, we get onto the international scene and talk about a Spanish club that cannot win even when they score. Stay tuned.